and he says, the doors was closed. It was the eighth day, and Jesus walked through the door, right? So that was symbolic of the age of grace being over. And then we have the 153 fish that they caught, but there were already fish on the grill. So I think that was symbolic of tribulation, period, right? And then also, if you'll notice, Peter was naked and he had to put on his coat, and he ran to the shoreline where Jesus was. I think that's symbolic of during the time of tribulation, you've got to do the work, right? So they're putting on their own robes during that time because they have to sacrifice themselves and do their own work. Revelation
No, no,
14,
no.
13.
What didn't Peter, when he saw Jesus on the shore, didn't he dive in naked
Yes.
off the
And
boat?
and he put his coat on afterwards, his cloak. He was naked, and then he put his coat on, and then jumped off in the water to get to Jesus, according to John. And then after that, we see after that it talks about feeding the sheep, and then it goes into Jesus speaking to Peter, saying, "Hey, you're going to grow old, right? You started off young, but now you're going to grow old." I think that was symbolic of the millennial age. And I know this sounds crazy, but when you put these layers together, it kind of fits because during the millennial reign, if they somehow survive tribulation, they will eat of the fruit that the Lord's going to give them during that time, but they're still going to grow old. Then, if you notice at the end, John and Peter are talking to Jesus saying, "Who's going to betray you?" I think that was symbolic, or is going to be symbolic, of Satan's little season at the very end. Then Jesus cleans it up and burns everything and starts a new heaven and a new earth.